This module is also on solvable groups. In the previous module, we have introduced and characterized solvable groups by solvable series of subgroups. In this module, we will give equivalent characterizations of solvable groups by the series of derived subgroups. Then we will show that the permutation group Fn is not solvable for every n greater than equal to 5. And finally, we give the Hall's theorem, which is an extension of Shiloh theorems to solvable groups. We show that if G is a solvable group and order G is equal to Mn, where GCD Mn equal to 1, then G has a subgroup of order M. Now we define commutator subgroup of a group G. Let G be a group, then the subgroup generated by the set of all elements of the form A, B, A inverse, B inverse, where A, B are in G, is called the commutator subgroup of G. It is denoted by G dashed, and the elements of the form A, B, A inverse, B inverse for A, B in G are called commutators. If G is an abelian group, then for every A, B in G, A, B, A inverse, B inverse equal to E, and hence we have G dashed is the identity subgroup. Conversely, if G dashed is the identity subgroup, then A, B, A inverse, B inverse equal to E implies that AB equal to BA for every AB in G. Thus, G is abelian. Hence, G is abelian if and only if G dashed is equal to the identity subgroup E, and hence in some sense G dashed provides us a measure of how much G differs to be commutative. There are many interesting properties of commutator subgroup. Let G be a group, then the derived subgroup G dashed is a normal subgroup of G, and the quotient group G by G dashed is abelian. Consider X from G dashed and G from G. We are to show that G X G inverse belongs to G dashed. Since X and G are two elements of G, so G X G inverse X inverse belongs to G dashed, and since G dashed is a subgroup, so G X G inverse X inverse into X belongs to G dashed. Thus, G X G inverse belongs to G dashed, and hence G dashed is a normal subgroup of G. Now we show that the quotient group G by G dashed is abelian. Let A be in G, then AB into BA inverse equal to AB A inverse B inverse belongs to G dashed implies that AB G dashed equal to BA G dashed, and hence by the definition of product in the quotient group G by G dashed, we get A G dashed into B G dashed equal to B G dashed into A G dashed. Hence, the quotient group G by G dashed is abelian. Let G be a group, and n be a normal subgroup of G, then G by n is abelian if and only if G dash is a subset of n. Let G by n be abelian. Then for all A B in G, A B n equal to B A n, and hence A B A inverse B inverse belongs to n, which implies that n contains all commutators of G, and so n contains the subgroup generated by the commutators of G, that is G dash is a subset of n. Conversely, if G dash is a subset of n, then A B A inverse B inverse belongs to n for all A B in G, and hence A B n equal to B A n. Thus, the quotient group G by n is abelian. Now we define ith commutator subgroup or derived subgroup of G, and we will give the definition inductively. Let G be a group. Define inductively G1 equal to G dashed and Gi plus 1 is equal to Gi dashed. Then we call Gi to be ith commutator subgroup or derived subgroup of G. Due to the ith commutator subgroups, we get a sequence of subgroups. G contains first commutator subgroup, which contains second commutator subgroups, and so on. And also note that the I plus 1th commutator subgroup, that is Gi plus 1, is a normal subgroup of the ith commutator subgroup Gi, and from the definition, since Gi plus 1 equal to Gi dashed, so the quotient Gi by Gi plus 1 is abelian for every I equal to 1, 2 and so on. Now we have the following useful equivalent characterization of solvable groups. Let G be a group, then G is solvable if and only if there is a positive integer n such that the nth commutator subgroup Gn is equal to E. First, assume that we have some positive integer n such that the nth commutator subgroup Gn is the identity subgroup. Then we have a chain G contains G1 contains G2 and so on, becomes a solvable series for G, because I plus 1th commutator subgroup of G is a normal subgroup of the ith commutator subgroup and their quotient is abelian. Hence, G is solvable. Conversely, suppose that G is a solvable group, then G has a solvable series, say G equal to G0 contains G1 and so on. Since for every I, Gi is normal subgroup of Gi minus 1 and the quotient Gi minus 1 by Gi is abelian, so the derived subgroup of Gi minus 1 is contained in Gi. Hence, the first derived subgroup G1 is equal to G dash is contained in G1. Similarly, the second commutator subgroup is contained in G1 dashed is a subset of G2, and so on. And proceeding similarly, we get the nth commutator subgroup is subset of Gn, which is equal to the identity subgroup, and so the nth commutator subgroup Gn is the identity subgroup E. Thus, the result follows. Now we show that the permutation group Sn not solvable for all n greater than equal to 5. For this, we will use the previous necessary and sufficient characterization of solvable groups, and also we need the following lemma: let n be greater than equal to 5 if H is a subgroup of Sn that contains all 3 cycles, then H dashed contains all 3 cycles in Sn. Let sigma equal to ABC be a 3 cycle in Sn. Since n is greater than equal to 5, we have two symbols x and y such that ABC, x, y are distinct. Denote alpha equal to ABX and beta equal to ACY. Thus, alpha and beta are 2 3 cycles, and hence alpha beta belongs to H. And this implies that alpha beta alpha inverse beta inverse belongs to H dashed, but alpha beta alpha inverse beta inverse is equal to ABC, which is sigma. Thus, sigma belongs to H dashed. Since sigma is an arbitrary 3 cycle in Sn, so it follows that H dashed contains all 3 cycles in Sn. Now we show that Sn is not solvable for every n greater than equal to 5. Let A be the set of all 3 cycles in Sn. Since n is greater than equal to 5, so by the previous lemma, it follows that A is subset of Sn dashed. Applying the same result repeatedly, we get A dashed is subset of the second derived subgroup of Sn. Again, A dashed contains A. Thus, by the induction, A is subset of the kth derived subgroup of Sn for every natural number k. Hence, the kth derived subgroup of Sn is not E for every k in n, and Sn is not solvable. Now we prove a result due to Hall, which he was proved in 1928, and this is actually extension or generalization of the Shiloh theorems to solvable groups. But to prove this result, we need some new notions. For this, let us define characteristic in a group and fully invariant subgroups of a group G. Let G be a group. A subgroup H of G is called a characteristic in G if phi H is a subset of H for every automorphism phi on G, and H is called fully invariant if Fh subset of H for all endomorphism F from G into G. Though here we have given the definition of characteristic as phi H subset of H, but in fact a subgroup H is a characteristic in G if and only if phi H equal to H for all automorphism phi on G. Let H be a characteristic in G and phi G to G be an automorphism. Then phi H subset of H also, since phi is an automorphism, so phi inverse G to G is an automorphism, and we get phi inverse H is a subset of H. Since phi is bijective, we get H equal to phi of phi inverse H. Then replacing phi inverse H by H, we get this is a subset of phi H, and hence H is a subset of phi H. Thus, phi H equal to H. Let G be a group and Hk be two subgroups of G. If H is a characteristic in K and K is normal in G, then H is normal in G. Recall that we have examples in Q8 that H is normal in K and K is normal in G, still H may not be normal in G. But if we take the condition as H is not only normal in K, but H is a characteristic in K, then H becomes normal in G. Also, we have every normal Sylow subgroup is fully invariant. Thus, if P is unique Sylow subgroup corresponding to a prime P, then it is fully invariant. Here we will not give proofs of 1 and 2. With the help of 1 and 2, we will prove here only 3. If G is solvable and N is a minimal normal subgroup of G, then N is an abelian P group for some prime P. Here we show that the condition of minimality is an important hypothesis. Since the commutator subgroup N dashed is fully invariant in N and N is a normal subgroup of G, so it follows that N dashed is normal in G. Then the minimality of N implies that N dashed is equal to identity subgroup or N dashed equal to whole N. Since N is solvable, N dashed cannot be equal to N, and so N dashed must be the identity subgroup. Hence, N is an abelian group. Since N is a minimal subgroup, so it is not the identity subgroup, and hence order of N must be greater than 1. So, by the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, it will have at least one prime factor. Let P be a prime such that P divides order N, and P be a Sylow P subgroup of N. Since P divides order N, so the order of the Sylow P subgroup must be greater than 1. Since N is abelian, so every subgroup of N is normal and hence P is normal, and it follows that P is fully invariant by the second result, which states that every normal Sylow subgroup is fully invariant. Since n is normal and P is fully invariant in n, hence P is normal in G, then the minimality of n implies that n must be equal to P. Thus, n becomes a P group and also n is abelian. Now we prove the Hall's theorem. Let G be a solvable group if order G equal to Mn such that GCD Mn equal to 1, then G has a subgroup of order M. We prove the result by induction on order G. The result is trivial for all groups G with order G less than equal to 5, because every group of order less than equal to 5 is abelian, and hence this result holds trivially. Consider a group G and assume that the result holds for all groups of order less than order G. Also suppose that order G equal to Mn where GCD Mn equal to 1. Now we have following two cases. Case 1, G has a normal subgroup n such that n does not divide order n. Then by the Lagrange's theorem, order n equal to m1 into n1 where m1 divides m and n1 divides n. Since n does not divide order n, so n1 is strictly less than n. Since G is solvable, so the quotient group G by n is a solvable group. Now order G by n is equal to m by m1 into n by n1, which is less than mn. Also GCD of m by m1, n by n1 equal to 1. Hence by the induction hypothesis, we have G by n has a subgroup k by n of order m by m1, where k is a subgroup of G. Since G is solvable, so k is also solvable. Now order k is equal to order k by n into order n, which is equal to m n1, and since n1 is strictly less than n, so m n1 is strictly less than mn, which again by the induction hypothesis implies that k has a subgroup H of order m. Now case 2. Suppose that n divides the order of every normal subgroup of G. Since G is finite, it has a minimal normal subgroup, say H. Then H is abelian and H is a P group for some prime P. Suppose that order H is equal to P to the power R. Since G is solvable, it follows from the previous lemma. Now, by the Lagrange's theorem, P to the power R divides order G equal to Mn. Then n divides P to the power R and H is a Shiloh P subgroup of G. Since H is normal in G, it is the unique Shiloh P subgroup of G. If K is a minimal normal subgroup of G, then arguing similarly, we have order K is equal to Q to the power S for some prime Q, and K is the unique Shiloh Q subgroup of G. Since n divides order H and n divides order K, so PQ cannot be distinct. Thus, H equal to K and H is the unique minimal normal subgroup of G. That is, H is contained in every proper normal subgroup of G. Since the group G is finite, so is the quotient group G by H and it has a minimal normal subgroup. Let K by H be a minimal normal subgroup of G by H. Since G by H is solvable, so order of K by H is a power of prime, say Q to the power S for some prime Q not equal to P. Then K is a normal subgroup of G such that order K equal to P to the power R into Q to the power S. So, P is a prime divisor of K. If Q is a Shiloh Q subgroup of K, then HQ is a subset of K and order HQ is equal to order H into order Q by order H intersection Q, which is equal to order H into order Q equal to P to the power R into Q to the power S equal to order K. And this implies that K equal to HQ. Let M be equal to normalizer of Q. We shall show that order M is equal to M, that is M is a subgroup of G of order M. Set N equal to M intersection K equal to NKQ. Then Fratini argument gives us G equal to Km and we have G by K equal to Km by K, which is isomorphic to M by K intersection M by the second isomorphism theorem. Thus, G by K is isomorphic to M by N. Then order M is equal to order G into order N by order K. Now, Q subset of N subset of K implies that K equal to HQ, which is subset of Hn subset of K, that is K equal to Hn. Thus, order M is equal to order G into order N by order K is equal to, actually follows from the result, order Hn equal to order H into order N by order H intersection N, that order M is equal to M into order H intersection N. So, if we can prove that order of H intersection N equal to 1, then it follows that order M equal to M. And we prove this result in two parts. First, we show that H intersection N is a subset of Zk, and then we show that Zk is the trivial subgroup. For the first part, let A be in H intersection N. Since K equal to HQ, every element of K is of the form HB, where H belongs to H and B belongs to Q. Since H is abelian, A commutes with H. So, it suffices to show that A commutes with every B belongs to Q. For this, consider the element AB A inverse B inverse. Then AB A inverse belongs to Q and hence AB A inverse B inverse belongs to Q. Since H is normal in G, B A inverse B inverse belongs to H and hence A B A inverse B inverse belongs to H. Thus, A B A inverse B inverse belongs to H intersection Q equal to E and hence AB equal to BA. Since K is a normal subgroup of G, so the center of K, that is ZK, is also normal in G. We are to show that ZK is a trivial subgroup. If not, assume that ZK is not equal to E. Then it contains a minimal subgroup, say U. Since U is subset of ZK, so U is normal in G and becomes a minimal normal subgroup of G. But H is the unique minimal normal subgroup of G, so U equal to H and they are subset of ZK. Now K equal to HQ implies that Q is a characteristic subgroup in K. Since K is normal in G, it follows by the previous lemma that Q is normal in G. Also we have H is the unique minimal normal subgroup of G. So H is contained in Q. But this is a contradiction since order H is a power of P and order Q is a power of Q, where P, Q are distinct primes. Hence, our assumption that ZK is not the trivial subgroup is wrong, and thus it follows ZK is the identity subgroup E, and hence the Hall's theorem follows. In this module, we see that to characterize solvable groups, the series of subgroups where Gi plus 1 is a normal subgroup of Gi plays an important role. Such series are known as subnormal series. Whereas in the study of nilpotent groups, there we have seen that the series of subgroups where Gi is normal in G plays the same role. Such series are known as normal series of subgroups. In our next module, we will treat normal and subnormal series of subgroups in details and prove the great Jordan-Holder theorem.